Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All. My name is Bobby Fazio. This is Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio's channel at Driver Interviews. Welcome, everybody. Wow, it was a fun, eventful weekend, we'll say. I mean, it was slightly miserable for me, but I didn't break anything. So I guess I can go with that. Made it home. Everything's all right. Lost second round 3 days in a row, which is just an expensive week. And when you lose every time, there's a little bit of money on the line, one of which had a buy on the line to put me into the fourth round, it can get pretty frustrating. But glad to have everybody here. I see some comments flying in right now already. For some reason, my page here is a little bit messed up. So let me see if I can work a little bit of magic and get the thing to scroll up. I don't know why I can't. But anyways, how's everybody doing? There's Walt Walker. Let's go. Happy Tuesday, Walt. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. My racing consigliere. Happy Tuesday, K-Rod. Indy points race this weekend. Sounds good. Hope to see you there. I'll see Tom Baker this weekend. I saw Tom Baker last weekend. As a matter of fact, it was his birthday at Numidia, and he went some rounds and put some laps on his pretty fast duster. Not going to lie. I don't know. Cat's out of the bag there, Tom. Things pretty fast. Tom's driving pretty well. Tom Gent. Here's another Tom. Had a great week. How you doing, Tom? Congratulations, Tom and Russell Gent. Man, they really showed how it was done. Jim Greasy, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Joe Eustace, greetings from North Carolina. You Stalker wins Sonoma. How cool was that? Oh, my goodness. I love it. Love it. That car goes as fast as my black Mustang did when I used to run street Eliminator at Maple Grove. Probably as Fast Eddie's Mustang went at Maple Grove. What's going on, Eddie? How you doing? Eddie had a guest appearance out there in Sonoma, and he went live with the semifinals and finals of Stock and Super Stock. If you haven't seen it, it's on my Facebook page. Thanks, Eddie. Kind of jealous that he got to go to Sonoma. What's going on? Ray Minnick, you were missed this week up in the mountains of Numidia. Where were you? Ray Thurston. How did Ray Thurston do announcing, everybody? Man, he was impressive. Funny, knowledgeable, up and coming, I must say, if I may say so myself. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on my page, but hit the like button on Ray's announcing on the Numidia YouTube channel and the NHRA D1 YouTube channel. Jimmy Carter, what's going on, Jimmy? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Michael Borst, what's going on? How you doing? Didn't see Michael this weekend. Saw him in Virginia and Cecil County. Billy Ryder, how you doing, Billy? I saw Billy's dad, Nick, racing this week. Pete Ducko down in sunny Florida. It's probably hot as heck down there. Sonoma was amazing. Stock, Super Stock finals were epic. Oh, my God. I know. I watched them. I was home by then. I watched them live on NHRA TV, and I just couldn't believe what I saw. It was amazing. Entertaining, to say the least. I know how that feels. I can't get past first round, Rodney. Don't worry, buddy. Your time's coming. You're still young. This weekend, I can feel it. I can feel it. Indy is coming up fast. The year is flying by. I know it, right? I will be at Indy, and I can't wait to see everybody there. I won't be racing anything at Indy. I will just be running around filming. You know me, running around or on a bicycle. I'm going to put my bicycle in probably Dwayne Hoven's trailer, and he's going to lug it out to Indy for me. Walt's been in staking for this since Sunday. What's going on? Google's conciliary. You're in, Walt. Red Door Racing. That's Darcy Clark. We got a cool announcement for Darcy Clark, from Darcy Clark, I shall say. And we'll get on that in a minute. A couple more comments. Weather was great in Numidia. It really was. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Numidia is like a testing ground for everybody heading to Indy, because Numidia is about 950 feet. I think Indy's about 850 feet. So you get a pretty good preview of what your car is going to run out in Indy. And usually the air at Numidia is not that good. The only other thing about Numidia is, and I'm telling you, this place really, really makes me want to study meteorology, is wind. The wind at Numidia is unlike anything I've ever seen before. There are 3 flags. There's an American flag at the starting line. There's one of those windsocks at 8th mile, and there's another windsock at finish line. And all 3 of them will be blowing in different directions. It's absolutely crazy. And you and your opponent can pick up, 5 or 6. This pair can break out by 5 or 6. The next pair can be over their dial by 5 or 6. And the next pair can be dead on their dial. It's just quite a place. That's all I can say. So anyways, yeah, the weather was pretty good other than that at Numidia. All right, guys, we got some birthdays in the house. These are the Drag Insights birthdays. We got Doug Bidwell and Dougal Thomas, July 24th. This is the Drag Insights homepage for you to check out the race calendar, master racing calendar, and birthdays for all the members. Thomas Baker was July 26th. Happy late birthday, Tom. I got some ice cream out of it. Thanks, Tom. Jim Schachter and Kelly McKay, July 27th. Happy birthday, Jim Schachter, stick shift racer, super stock and stock, and TBM brakes representative. And Randall Klein today, July 30th. Happy birthday, Randall. Thanks for being Drag Insights members, and happy birthday. DriverInterviews.com is my website. At Driver Interviews is the handle on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are just about at 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you could hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, it doesn't cost you anything. It just lets you know when I'm going live. And some people don't know when I'm going live, and they text me and say, when are you going live? 2 hours after I've gone live. So if you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll never miss one. The original Lupe Tortilla. So originallupetortilla.com is the website. That's Stan and Sheila Holt. I'll be seeing them in Indy, I assume, and hopefully in Dallas in October. I'm planning to go there for the Jegs All-Star. By the way, Walt Walker and I are going to do another Jegs All-Star preview episode leading up, so be sure not to miss that one. That one's going to be cool. And I think Drag Insights is going to put out the fantasy picks again, where you can pick who you think's going to win the Jegs All-Stars. But anyways, I'm getting off topic again. The ADD. That all came from the fact that I was going to be in Dallas with the Holts. And thank you very much to Stan and Sheila Holt and the original Lupe Tortilla team. I'll get to eat that in Dallas, by the way. Thank you for your support. This show is not possible without them. Neither is Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio, because I can't afford to get around to all these races without a little bit of financial support. DragInsights.com. This isn't possible without Drag Insights as well. Alicia called me, asked me what she was trying to do, and said, can you do some math for me behind the scenes? So that's where I came in. I know how to do math. I don't know how to do computer programming, but Drag Insights is a hell of a computer program that I am happy to be somewhat part of, because I do some of the math in the background. Check out your stats, check out your opponent's stats, and you're eligible for contingency if you're a premium member. All right. So, start doing your research, especially if you're going to Indy. You might want to go in there and see who's making the best runs and who's on the entry list, and if you got them covered or not. And also, if you're going to Indy and you're going to tow all that way, you might want to insure your race car while it's in that trailer of yours. And that's where Don Kennedy Race Car Insurance can help you out. 602-284-6240 or 1DonKennedy@gmail.com. Hopefully, Don will be at Indy. You can talk to him in person there. He was signing up a bunch of people for insurance last year while I was hanging out with him. And I'm sure he's happy to do it again this year. And at Bowling Green. I know he'll be at Bowling Green because that's only like 40 minutes from his house. So thanks, Don, for all your support. Fuel Factor X. If you are also towing to Indy, you want to get better gas mileage than you're probably getting right now, Fuel Factor X can help you out. The link is in the show notes. Click on that. That will get you into the page. You can read all about it. But I was getting 9.2 to 9.3 miles per gallon in my motorhome towing with the air conditioner on to the last couple races. I got a little bit less than that at Numidia because of all the hills that I have to go up in second gear with my motorhome screaming its butt off. But I was about 8.7 after I totaled up that trip because we were in the mountains of Pennsylvania. Fuel Factor X, great product. Thank you. Michael Lombardo is the knowledgeable aficionado when it comes to Fuel Factor X. So he can help you out. He's a stock Eliminator racer. Kenwood Welding and Metallizing is Tom Baker. So thank you for your support, Tom. We appreciate it. And Tom's also supporting the MidAtlantic Super Stock Association this weekend. $2,500 to win at Cecil County. $100 entry fee. Can't beat it with a stick. All right. That's 2 days, 2 races, Saturday and Sunday. Thanks to Tom Baker and a host of other sponsors. And we got Double O Green Hand Cleaner. That's Ashton Hudson. Get yourself some hand cleaner. Really soft, smells good, cleans all the dirt off. Use it in the garage, use it in the motorhome. Got 2 of them. And you can get it on Amazon or on the website, ambyampersand.com, and that's contingency eligible as well. So thank you, Ashton Hudson. Good luck in comp eliminator. And PontiacEngines.com, that's Bruce Fulper. Thanks, Bruce, for your support, Mr. 428. Hopefully he's out there listening to the show tonight. I guess we'll see him. All right, more comments flying in, and then we get to it. Chip Minnick is present. He was not present at Numidia this past weekend, but we'll let him slide. How you doing, Chip? Good to see you. Russ Abrams from humid Michigan. Woof. Yep, it's humid here too. It was actually cooling off a little bit, but I think it's going to get hotter the rest of the week. Jared Jordan, oh my God. Even Jared Jordan thinks it was cool to use stock automatic. Jared put up a valiant effort, my man. Oh my God, in a beautiful car. So Jared, we are all very happy for you and proud of you. You did a phenomenal job. He did nothing wrong in that final round. That's a tough one right there. Ennett Morris, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Vic Gilmina went very far in the divisional points race this past weekend at Numidia Dragway. Good job, Vic. Bruce Fulper's driving. He's picking up a 428, as a matter of fact. All right, Bruce, good luck. Be safe. Dennis Chapman's in the house. How you doing, Dennis? Hope to see you this weekend at Cecil County. Tom Baker joined the Open Roads thing today, thanks to Tom and Russell Gent. That's how you get a discount on your diesel fuel, I believe. Right, Tom? So anybody wants to check that out, the Open Roads app. Hello from Motown. How far from the Barry Gordy house are you, George, right? Let me know. I've never been to Detroit. Aunt Lisa's in the house. We're watching from Grandmom's. All right, tell Grandmom I said hello and tell her that this is what I do on Tuesday nights. I know she probably always worries about me. The first thing she says to me every week is, "Are you working?" Then she says hello. That's the way my grandparents always were. Like, you walk in the house, they'd be like, "Are you working? Okay, good. How are you doing?" All right. That's the Great Depression upbringing. Terry Nolan, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Oh God, I love Terry Nolan's car. Terry Nolan, in case you need a beneficiary or some kind of person to leave that car to when you don't feel like racing it anymore, I can give you my name and address. All right. Here we go. How about this? Fast Jack Beckman. So there was a lot of questions surrounding John Force, who's going to take over the car and drive it. And finally today, NHRA released the news that Fast Jack Beckman is going to drive that peak funny car for John Force for the rest of the season. I don't know what's going on with John Force right now. Last I heard, he was in that rehab in California, closer to his home, and was making positive progress, we'll say. But I haven't really heard anything since then. So if somebody else knows, let me know. All right. George Wright's actually about 50 miles south of historic Detroit. All right. Well, hopefully one day I'll get up there. I don't know. Is it getting any safer there? Let me know. What else do we have? All right. How about this? So Darcy Clark, who's here right now, Red Door Racing, and he's got the two super cool 1964 Plymouths, one in stock, one in super stock. They're both 426 Max Wedge cars. He touched base with Mike Hall of Rust Valley Restorers on Netflix. If you guys ever caught that show, pretty amazing. And Mike Hall is going to be coming to guest crew for Darcy Clark at Indy. How cool is this? So he's going to be there. He's going to be filming. He's going to be getting content, taking in the US Nationals, checking out stock and super stock. And he's going to get a hell of an education, I'm sure, from Darcy Clark, who's got two of the coolest cars in stock and super stock. Very sad to see he was trying to sell that super stock car, and I hope it doesn't sell. Sorry, Darcy. I really hope that that car stays in competition and you're the one that's driving it forever. Unless you do sell it, I hope you sell it to another super stock racer that's going to bring it out. I don't want somebody putting it in a museum or like burying it in a garage somewhere. But anyways, how about this? Rust Valley Restorers going to be working with Darcy Clark at the U.S. Nationals. He's currently Mike Hall is currently on a tour right now. He's on a cross Canada trip in a 64 Chevelle convertible, and then he's going to drop down to Indy for the U.S. Nationals, and he's going to take in the entire event. That sounds amazing. That can bring stock and super stock to a whole new fan base, I believe, because Mike Hall's got a lot of followers, and his show has been pretty popular, many years of seasons. So he's got a big following, and we need that, guys. So they'll be filming for the YouTube channel. I don't know how much of it we'll be getting on Netflix. I don't really care. I don't have Netflix at the moment. I do want to get it because Cobra Kai just came back out, but haven't gotten around to it. But the Rust Valley Restorers and Mike Hall YouTube channel should have stock and super stock, and sure plenty of Darcy Clark's car on it. So that's going to be awesome, right? Can't wait. That's going to be awesome. My thoughts exactly. That's very cool. Darcy Clark. Awesome. Fast Eddie's recovering from his long trip in California. All right. How about this? Did you guys hear this one? NHRA Superstock rules clarification for inner fender panel modifications. Okay. So the 2024 rulebook states alterations to shock or spring towers are prohibited. Okay. In order to maintain a stock appearance, the entire shock tower and inner fender panel may not be modified with bubbles, dimples, humps, bumps, lumps, or tubs. Also, cutting, moving, and refinishing the inner fender panel surfaces is not allowed, even if it, quote, looks stock. All right. That is verbatim off of the NHRA Racer website. And this is the picture that was posted. The top picture is what they want to see. Nothing is done to that fender. The bottom picture, the yellow car, you can see what we call that one: a hump, a bump, a bubble. What definition? What word are you going with there? Anyways, they don't want to see that. That looks like it's illegal to the NHRA. All right. I'm not sure what kind of car that is. Either of those cars. Somebody with a much better eye than me could probably tell us what those cars are. But I guess this was something that they discovered recently and didn't go too well in tech. All right. So be aware, guys. Be aware. If you're just tuning in, this is a new clarification on NHRAracer.com about NHRA super stock. It's a super stock clarification, and I'm sure applies to stock because you're not allowed to modify these areas in stock or super stock. When you have a traditional stock Eliminator car or a traditional super stock car, when you get to the, I don't know, when you get to the front wheel drive GT conversions, it might be a little bit different. So you might have to ask NHRA about that. All right. Looks like 68 Barracuda profiling to me. Those are Hemi cars. All right. Thanks, Jared Jordan. He would know. Ray Thurston would know as well. All right. So there we go. You guys got to watch for that. All right, let's get my handsome face back on the camera. What else? All right, we've got Indy. As you know, I mentioned this last week. Friday is no longer first round of eliminations. It is now teardown day. So Wednesday, US Nationals. Actually, we'll start with Tuesday. Tuesday night, US Nationals is the Racer Appreciation Dinner where you can win door prizes. You get free food. It sounds amazing to me. Wednesday, qualifying for stock and super stock in all the sportsman categories in the Lucas Oil Series. Thursday, stock and super stock run class eliminations. No regular eliminations for stock and super stock, just class eliminations, which we like. The other categories, though, I believe all the .90s, they will run actual eliminations on Thursday, which is kind of early in the week to be running eliminations. Friday, no stock and super stock, but there will be the Hemi shootout or the Hemi challenge. Okay. That's Friday. Friday for the rest of stock and super stock is teardown day. If you're selected for teardown, that's where you will bring your car to the barn and you will be asked to pull your carburetor, a cylinder head, and maybe more. I don't know. In order to verify that your car is legal according to spec, according to the blueprints in the NHRA guide. And then Saturday, first round of eliminations for stock and super stock. And then I will be flying home after that first round. I think my flight's around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And usually first round starts around 8 o'clock in the morning for stock eliminator and probably takes an hour to run stock, takes an hour to run super stock. And I think I made it to the airport in time last year. So that's how it goes for Indy. And then from there, Saturday, probably another round or two of elimination Saturday night, another round or two on Sunday. And then I think like just the final is on Monday. I think it's dragged out to be racing that event on Monday also. That's just my opinion. I don't think you need to be there on Monday. I think Sunday ought to do it, but I don't make those decisions. I don't know. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. It's probably a moneymaker to have spectators coming back for 4 days instead of just 3. All right. I know it's on everybody's minds, but where is Alan Reinhardt? Everybody's been asking me if I know anything. I do not know anything. I hope he's okay. That's all I want to know. People asked me when he missed the first national, I think, of the Western swing or whatever, where he was. I think Seattle or something. Where were we? Anyways, I don't know. But I know he was just coming off of a couple weeks in a row. One of them was that Lebanon Valley disaster, and that race went into Monday. You know, Bill Janke lost his life. It was hot as hell. And I just thought maybe Alan was just taking a little time off. But he hasn't been at the last couple races now, and people are starting to worry. So I hope he's okay. I hope he's not quitting, or I hope, anything worse than that. I hope NHRA doesn't dare get rid of him. He is an absolute treasure when it comes to announcers, especially in the stock and super stock classes. Stock and super stock are two of the hardest classes to announce. I gotta say, the knowledge Alan Reinhardt brings to the table, and I would say Alan Reinhardt and Brian Loans are two of the most knowledgeable, about the combos, about the years, about what was offered that year, and what have you. Brian Loans definitely knowledgeable, and I'm sure he got it. Like he's an avid reader. Probably he's like an encyclopedia. He's probably read encyclopedias on all the years and the cars and the makes and the models. Whereas Alan Reinhardt has like hands-on experience of just like he messed with cars. He's significantly older than Brian Loans, I'm sure. And he's been doing this. He's been announcing for like 30 years, or at least part of NHRA since I was a little kid. I remember him interviewing people at the finish line. He's messed with cars forever. He knows the ins and outs and all the combos and all that good stuff by experience. So I just think it would be a bad loss if he wasn't to be announcing anymore. All right, Alan is all right from what WFO Joe said today. All right, hallelujah, beautiful. How about Josh Decker's race rig? Yeah, oh my god, it's awesome. I would have what is that? A flat toe truck, red. It's red. It matches the color of the car. It's amazing. I'm probably not even calling it by its right thing, but that's what happens at 9 o'clock at night. They were doing that years ago with the Hemi cars. All right, so there we go. We know that rule is all about the Hemi cars. 68 Hemi cars to be exact. Yep. All right, somebody knew what was going on. How about that? Anyways, well, glad to hear Alan's okay. Hopefully Alan comes back at the next race. I believe the next national event is Brainerd, Minnesota, August 15th to the 18th. Okay. So hope to see him there. All right. Did everybody get their version of their edition of National Dragster, the July edition that has the records in it? You should all have it by now. And it seems to be getting a hit. I've gotten a lot of messages. People really like it. People think it's very nice. I think it came out great. I'm really happy for it, proud of it. And we'll be doing it again in December. So make sure you go out and set some records, which is what Guy Desjardins and Venice Perno did recently. So they will be in the December edition, assuming nobody breaks their records. Guy Desjardins is a Superstock E-Automatic 67 Camaro, and Venice Perno is a Superstock C-Stock, so modified car in Superstock. That's a 2010 Mustang. So good luck, guys. Hope your records hold up till December, and hope you get to be in the Dragster. I did see, thanks to Drag Insight sponsoring that, as well as the crowdfunded racers, it was cool. It brought some more awareness to Drag Insights. I saw an influx of signups over the last 2 weeks due to that issue. So great to hear it. All right. Let's get to some announcements or some results. We're going to start in Sonoma. How about this? Number 1 qualifier and stock eliminator, Paul Calvert in the U-Stock Automatic 1977 Mustang. That's John Calvert's brother. You know, a lot of racers have Cal tracks on their car. John Calvert, Paul Calvert. They're California legends out there. And how about this legend here? Qualifying with a 1376 on a 1485 index. So he's 108 under the index to get the number 1 spot there in Sonoma in stock eliminator. Now, is this Mike Graham, BJ Graham, Mike Graham? Is this their old Mustang 2? Whose Mustang 2 was this? Or did Paul Calvert have this the whole time? I would like to know. I refuse to believe Hemi guys bend the rules, not them. Easy, Walt. I haven't yet, but it's in Michigan waiting for me. Hello, Joe Collins. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. And it's BJ's old car, BJ Graham's old car. Don Kennedy, you're late. That's all right. We'll let you go. You're a good guy. Okay, so Paul Calvert then gets that number 1 qualifying position there in BJ Graham's old Mustang 2 and parlays that into a final round victory going up against our beloved Jared Jordan, who's with us right now. Jared Jordan's got a beautiful 1964. They have it down as a 64 Plymouth, but Jared, I thought it was a 64 Dodge. I couldn't tell on the TV. I'm going to go with 64 Dodge. What do they call that? Is it like a Dart, like 330 or something like that with a 426 max wedge? Correct me if I'm wrong. B stock automatic. Beautiful, beautiful blue. Hashtag the car show car right there. And Paul Calvert, as we said, is in the 77 Mustang. So Jared dialed 1039. He's 018 on the tree, leaving second. He's given up a significant head start. 3 seconds. The poor kid had to wait there 3.5 seconds for Paul Calvert to be halfway down the track. And Paul was 020 on the tree, dialed 1390. Paul runs 1390 with a 2. He's dead on 93 miles an hour down there. Jared Jordan comes around him, does rub the brake pedal on his way around him, but breaks out by 12 thousandths of a second doing it. Gets there first. It's a tough finish line stripe. No shame whatsoever. That is a tough drive for the chaser and the chasee right there. Jared Jordan, congratulations on your runner-up finish. Paul Calvert, congratulations on your win. That's his first national event win. Let's check out Paul Calvert's lights on the way to this final. Okay, so he's 110 in the first round where he had a bye run. And I'm going to assume that the red light flashing on the bye messed him up, because after that, he's 028 against our beloved Pete Lanciers, who hasn't checked in yet. He's 025 against Jerry Stein. He's 028 against Joe Sorensen. He's 022 in his semifinal bye. The guy got 2 bye runs, which is wonderful, right? And then he was 020 in the final round against Jared Jordan. Jared Jordan was no slouch. Jared Jordan beat Jody Lang in the first round. Somehow he got around Jody Lang with an 072 light, though. I missed that round, Jared. I was racing that day. But then 030 against Chad Langdon, 022 in a bye run, 030 against Jeff Taylor, killer, 040 against Kyle Rizzoli, which great job there, Jared Jordan. I'm thinking Kyle Rizzoli might have given that one back. But that's all right. Hey, we all need that once in a while. That's the way racing is. And then 018 in the final. So Jared Jordan drove very well this weekend. And Jared Jordan, Paul Calvert. It was a great stock limiter final round, and Fast Eddie got to see it in person. A Dodge 330, okay, a Polara. So it's a Dodge Polara, and then what is it? 330 is what is 330? Is that just the trim package for the Dodge Polara? Can somebody clarify that for me? I just get confused for those years there. Tom Mioli, how you doing, buddy? Was that Taco Tuesday? He's late, but he's here. Good for you. I got away with a couple, no question. Hey, Jared, we all do. We all do, man. We all do. You did great, though. You drove very, very well. Good job, man. First round at Sonoma was one of the weirdest I've ever witnessed. Yeah, I didn't get to watch it. I watched some of it when I came back. I was like rewinding and trying to catch some of it when I got home. And there was some weird reaction times for sure. It was way slow, if I remember correctly. People way over the dial, and you would think, after the first couple pairs were way over the dial, you would think people would notice that and start, dialing accordingly, or you would think the super stockers might notice it. But hey, I don't know. But definitely a weird round for sure. 330 is the base model. 440 is the mid model. Polara is the top of the line version. Same body, different trim levels. Yes, I believe the 330 is the trim package. All right. Thank you for clearing that up. So I think Travis Hess, Tukey Hess, is that the same car? I'd like to know. Travis's might be a 64, and 64 might have he might have a Hemi. Now I'm confusing all my 426s. So, yes, I don't know what Tom Baker's saying yes to. He could be saying yes to that, or he could be saying yes to something 30 seconds ago. All right, but that was a great final round of stock limiters. Moving it into super stock. Number one qualifier was Justin Lamb, super stock A modified stock. There were, 20-something cars in super stock, 30-something cars in stock, 6-round race in stock, 5-round race in super stock. So Justin Lamb gets the number one spot. Probably trying to get a bye run in the first round or second round, depending on if there were an even or odd number of cars. He qualified with his 2022 Camaro at 8:59 on a 960 index. So he was basically a little bit over 1 second under the index. Congratulations, Justin Lamb. He tried to parlay this into a win until he got matched up against the beautiful best appearing car of Jim Grossi, the orange 69 Corvette. I've done an interview on this car from Pomona last year. I really highly recommend that you check it out. It won best appearing in Vegas earlier this year or last year. And the coolest part of that is the Grossi family was wearing driver interviews with Bobby Fazio shirts while they were getting interviewed. So it made me feel very special. Thanks to the Grossi family. Justin Lamb 2022 Camaro. How about this final round? This is the best one I've seen in a long time. Long time. Justin Dow's 863 and he's leaving second. How often does he, or leaving first? My bad. How often does he do that? And Jim Grossi's dialed 850. All right, Lamb, 015 on the tree, dead on with a 3. That's going to win you 99% of your runs in Superstock. 15 on the tree, dead on 3, right? Wrong here. Jim Grossi dials 850s, 004, and runs 850, 8,500, 850 with a 0 at 156 miles an hour. Justin was 149 miles an hour. I'm not sure either one of these guys lifted at the finish line, to be honest with you. But I got to go back and check the rest of their runs. But what a final round by a couple foul down there. Jim Grossi got the win. And what really amazed me, so Fast Eddie was live. This was live on my Facebook channel. I know you could watch it on NHRA TV if you're a premium subscriber on there. But if you watched it on my Facebook live there that Eddie did, when they went through the finish line and Grossi got the win, the crowd like erupted. And I'm sure the crowd doesn't know who Jim Grossi is. They may have heard Justin Lamb's name before, but these are just spectators that I would think are there to watch Top Fuel. And the fact that they erupted in that final round, really, that made me feel good. I was really happy to hear that, because that means the crowd was interested in what's going on. And I got to give it to Jason Galvin. He called a good final round there in Superstock. He really did. He built up the anticipation. And when the round actually concluded, I mean, he said all the right things to get the crowd into it and got the crowd to cheer again when he amped them up about Jim Grossi's first win since Sonoma 1993. So hats off to Jason Galvin on calling the Superstock final round there. The Stock Eliminator final round calling wasn't as good because I think he was making some announcements as they were doing their burnouts and staging up, and they were just about leaving the starting line when he finally was able to say who was on the starting line. So I was a little disappointed in the Stock Eliminator final round call, but I was really impressed with the Superstock final round call. Let me know what you guys think about that. Welcome, John Winslow. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Welcome from John Winslow. All right. What's up, Darian Houston? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Mark Sargenti. What's going on, Mark? Michael Borst. Yes. Was awesome to watch from the stands with everybody. Eddie, it sounded like everybody cheered when the orange Corvette won that round. It didn't sound like everybody cheered when the Mustang 2 won, Jared Jordan. I think most of the people, actually, I heard a couple boos when the Mustang 2 won. So, Jared Jordan, you might want to watch that on my Facebook Live. I think they were rooting for you, buddy. But I could be wrong. But I think when the Mustang 2 won, people were like, really? So I heard the last time he won was 1993. Yes, it was Jim Grossi. Don't count out the West Coast crowd. They're knowledgeable and like their local longtime racers. That's good. Where is Alan Reinhardt? We just talked about that, Don. We don't know, but we know he is well. Good evening, neighbor. Paul Gunther. How you doing, Paul? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, so impressive to say the least. All right, we're moving to Numidia. So we went from wine country to what kind of looks like wine country, farm country. So two of probably, the most beautiful tracks in the country, I may say. ClassRacer Nationals, #1 qualifier, so no AHFS was on. This was Wednesday. This was probably a record car count, or at least the best car count since 2020. Absolutely. There were 74 cars in Stock Eliminator and about 50 cars in Superstock, 50-something cars in Superstock. So Tim Fletcher and Kenny Mealy definitely hit their quota, above quota, because remember I predicted on here when I had them on that they would get about 65 cars in stock and 55 in Superstock. And Tim Fletcher said he would kiss me if that happened. So they went over that quota, and no, he did not kiss me. But it was his birthday that day. Happy birthday, Tim. #1 qualifier for this event, Jim Marshall, 77 Nova H-Stock automatic, right? How about this? 133 under the index, 1081 on a 1215 index. Jim Marshall's car is fast. And then in Superstock, Troy Huntsberry in the Superstock J automatic 89 Camaro. That's that L98. 973 on an 11 flat index, 126 under the index, showing everybody what he's probably going to do at Indy in a couple weeks, right? And Jim Marshall's doing the same. Think Jim Marshall can qualify number 1 at Indy? It's possible, but there are some combinations out there that you don't really see all year that might take the number 1 spot at Indy. I guess we'll find out. Anyways, the final round had to get delayed until the next day. So on Thursday, they ran the final round. Stock Eliminator was 7 rounds. Super Stock was 6 rounds. Josh Decker made it all the way through the 7 rounds in Stock Eliminator, and Mark Lebrecht in his truck made it all the way in Super Stock, 6 rounds. So Josh's got a 72 Corvette C-Stock automatic. Mark Lebrecht's got a GT TB truck, 2000 Chevy S10 pickup truck. And they had to square off for the final for $5,000 on Thursday. And I can't find the numbers for this race, but it was a spectacular race. Josh Decker was 00 and like dead on the dial. And Mark Lebrecht, it was kind of like that final from Sonoma there. Mark Lebrecht was, I think, teens on the tree and maybe 1 over his dial. So it was a close race. Josh Decker got the win. Congratulations, Josh Decker, coming from Division 3 to race with us in Division 1. Got the big money. All right, then for Stock Eliminator at the Divisional, there were 97 cars. So we picked up 23 cars in Stock Eliminator. Jim Marshall qualified number 1 again, this time only going 98 under. So no, the error did not get 5,000 feet worse. Jim Marshall is just capable of going 133 under when he wants and then 98 under when he wants in his 77 Nova. So 11-16 on a 12-15 index gets the number 1 spot. Allison Dahl and Ronnie Moorhead squared off in the final round. Allison's got a B-Stock automatic 98 Firebird. Ron Moorhead's got an H-Stock automatic 83 Camaro. Ronnie Moorhead, 027 on the tree, had the advantage. He dialed 1120, but ran an 1118 with an 8, broke out by 12 thou. Allison coming from behind there, 031 on the tree. She dialed a 1038 and ran a 1039 at 125 miles an hour. Probably dumped it right there at the finish line and pushing Ron Moorhead out. Allison Dahl gets her 9th divisional event win here at Numidia, going 7 rounds. Congratulations, Allison Dahl. Congratulations, Ron Moorhead. I did go live in like the 5th round, I think it was, in Stock Eliminator and Super Stock. So you can see that on my Facebook page. And I talked to some of the drivers. Super Stock, David Barton was number 1 qualifier at the Divisional. It's a factory Super Stock D, 2017 Camaro, 893 on a 990. There were only 58 cars in Super Stock. But how about that young Russell Gent in the 94 Camaro? He squared off against Peter Midori in a 1998 Chevy S10. Now, Peter Midori, I think, comes out of like the PDRA ranks. I haven't seen him in Super Stock very long. I haven't really heard his name all that much, but he was on a tear, man. And so was Russell Gent. So Russell, I've heard of for the last 2-3 years now. He and his father racing out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He's got a Super Stock J automatic, 94 Camaro. He's 012 in the final. Dials a 1014, runs a 1016. He's 2 over. Peter Midori dialed 927 with the truck. He's 039 on the tree, which was probably his worst light of the weekend. And he ran a 931. He was 4 over at 128 miles an hour, giving Russell Gent his first divisional event win. Congratulations, Russell Gent. Listen to Russell Gent's reaction times all throughout this race here. He's 007 in the first round against Eddie Chin. He's 002 in the second round against Byron Warner, I think it was. He's 006 against David Barton in the third round. So 007, 002, 006. He's 039. He slacks a little bit, we'll say, by his standards, against Carol Morris in the fourth round. He's 008 against Roger Reese in the fifth round, which was a heads up where he had Roger Reese covered significantly. So I scolded Russell for doing so with that 008. And then he's 012 in the final. So Russell Gent putting on a starting line clinic for everybody at Numidia. Congratulations. Peter Midori, 031 first round, 005 second round, 018, 016, 006 against Justin Pasillo in the semifinal, and then 039. So killer drivers there, both of them. Congratulations, Russell Gent, on your first win. And then we had a National Open on Saturday, which was just a one-day National Open. If you needed the grade point, you stayed. If you didn't need it and didn't want to beat on your stuff, you went home. And about 20 cars went home in stock. I don't know how many went home in super stock, but how about that Bubba Linky, 1997 Camaro B-Stock automatic. He was 030 on the tree and ran 1038 on a 1039 dial, breaking out by 1 against Nick Barsamian, who's got a C-Stock automatic 70 Chevelle. Nick came off a heads-up victory against Steve Zupka in the semifinal there, But in the final round, he was 0.47 and ran a 10.53 on a 10.56. Both of them breaking out. It's Numidia. That win could have changed directions 6 times between the semifinal and the final. That's the way that place is. They mostly run 8th mile up there. If you can master the quarter mile at Numidia, you are on to something. I'm telling you. So congratulations, Bubba Linky, on yet another victory. Congratulations, Nick Barsamian. He's got a super fast Chevelle. I think that's a Tilburg-powered 402 cubic inch Chevelle, man. That thing is nice, and it's fast. How about super stock? When it's your day, it's your day. How many times have you heard that in drag racing, right? It was Eddie Chin's day, okay? Eddie Chin won a heads up against somebody where the other guy red lit and had him covered by probably a half a second, I think. So he got that win. He got a win over, I think Herbie Knoll went red to him. I believe somebody else gave it back to him at the finish line. Eddie Chin was just having a day, man. And everybody wishes for that day. You get it. You might get it once in your life, just where everything goes right all day. And the rounds that you're not even supposed to win, you win. Okay, we all wish for those days. Eddie Chin got it in his GTK automatic 1990 Olds Calais. It's a 327 cubic inch powered car. He was 0.45 in the final round, racing against Robert Elliott in a factory Superstock B 2012 Cobra Jet. Robert Elliott's a hockey coach from Canada, by the way. It says Fletcher Brothers on the side of the car. And Robert Elliott red lit. So Eddie Chin got the red light victory. Congratulations, Eddie Chin. Everybody loves Eddie Chin. He's such a fun, nice, and he's a funny guy. And on his, he's got a sense of humor because his job on his tech card, he puts down fortune cookie maker. So Eddie Chin, congratulations. Good guy, sense of humor, and we love him for it. Congratulations, Eddie Chin. All right. I need to catch my breath. Let's get back to some comments here. All right. Where is Bobby Bender, Division 1? He was there. Bob Bender was there. I talked to him. Actually, I'm glad his car is okay. How about this? All right. So it was the ClassRacer Nationals, I believe, round 1. I had to race against Vic Gilmino. He and I do our burnouts. And as we're coming out of our burnouts, we see a cloud of smoke down at the finish line. Gene Jordan, who's got a 69 Camaro, big block, he huffed the motor down there, and it was pretty bad. And they had to clean it up for a while. So Vic and I had to move backed up behind the water, and we were waiting for them to clean up. Everybody was just talking, and then out of nowhere, you heard bang, bang, like 2 M80s went off. Or, I mean, first I thought M80s right behind the stage, like right next to the staging lanes. And then I was thinking the worst, like, oh God, I hope it wasn't something else. I hope it wasn't something like you see on the news. And turned around and saw a wheel, hubcap and a wheel fragment and some tire tread flying over the staging lanes. Flying. Like somebody set it off on a rocket. And we were all like, what the hell just happened? Well, at Numidia, there's a wall behind the staging lanes, and there's a very like skinny road, I would say, that takes you from one side of the pits to the other. A fellow racer was pulling his trailer and made the turn on the skinny road a little bit. He was like shading left because the road veers left, but he did it a little bit too early, and his trailer got stuck. 2 tires got stuck up against the wall, and he just kept going, and tires couldn't take it anymore, and they both blew up consecutively within 1 second of each other and flew over the staging lanes. Shrapnel hit Bob Bender's wagon, who was like Bob Bender's wagon was basically shielding everybody because it's so big. And I believe Paul Stalba had just gotten off of his scooter right next to Bob Bender's wagon. He got off of his scooter to watch some racing, and I think a piece of the wheel went through that scooter and damaged the scooter and probably would have taken Stalba's leg off if he was on that scooter. So anyways, Bob Bender was at the event, and I'm sure that's a day he's never going to forget, as well as most of us. I mean, that was crazy. I never saw anything like it. Greetings from Petco Park. He's at the Padres game. There's Pete Lanciers. Pete. Poor Pete. Drove very well first round, and then I think he had just a little hiccup there second round. So enjoy your San Diego Padres game and relax, buddy. How you doing, Bill Marshall? Good to see you. Didn't get to see Bill Marshall in the media. Been working real hard making that horsepower for Maple Grove this fall. The Buick is back together. Thank the Lord. All right. Well, good luck with that Buick modified car. We hope you do well there. Hope to see you at Maple Grove, Darian Houston. Alan Reinhardt, we still don't know. Paul, we were talking about it earlier. 74 stock, 44 super stock at the ClassRacer Nationals. Congratulations there. Kenny Mealy, glad to see it. Rick Martin, how did Bob Cup do? I think Bob Cup, I remember an early exit for Bob Cup, but I don't know what, there was 3 races. I can't remember which race that was. I was pitted up against the track, so I was able to like watch from a motorhome, and I thought I saw him, lose an early round at one point. Spectators had never seen the Calvert Mustang, but they all knew the Jared. Yes, they did. See you. Got to go pack. Good luck at Indy, K-Rod. Have fun, buddy. Congratulations to all the winners. Unless you line up against me. Good luck, everybody going to the racing, unless you line up against K-Rod. All right. This weekend, we have Cecil County Stock Super Stock Association. It's the Mid-Atlantic Stock Super Stock Association, guys. This is the first one. We were supposed to have one back in May. It didn't happen due to rain. And we're looking forward to this one. Not only do you get to race 2 days, $100 each race, $2,500 to win each race. Points bonus for this. You also get to enjoy a pig roast on Saturday night. The 31st annual Uncle Buck Pig Roast, brought to you by Rob Keister, who puts this event on. It's going to be a good time. Racing starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. again on Sunday. You get 2 time trials on Saturday before going into eliminations. You get 1 time trial on Sunday before going into eliminations. Stock and Super Stock, excuse me. Stock and Super Stock are the fifth class out. It's a combo, so you're the 5th class out. All 3.90s run first, and then Top Dragster runs, and then Stock Super Stock runs. So if you are running a little bit late at 9 a.m., you might have some time, and hope to see you guys there. All right, so 2 time runs Saturday, 1 time run Sunday, $100 entry each day, $2,500 to win each day. All right, guys, it's a very good bang for your buck race. $2,000 points bonus. It might be more than that. I'm going to safely say $2,000 that I know of. $1,000 to the 2nd place and $500 to the 3rd place points finishers at the end of the 4-race series. So we got 2 races this weekend, 2 races on September 7th and 8th. So guys, for $100, for $400 total dollars in entry fee, you could be racing for potentially $10,000, $12,000, we'll say. All right. If you win all 4 races, that's 10 grand. And if you get that, obviously, if you win all 4 races, you're going to get the $2,000 points bonus. So that's $12,000 for $400, right? Can't beat it. Hope to see you guys there. Indy Division 3, as we know, the weather's looking pretty good for both of these races. Indy's Division 3 is this weekend. So good luck anybody heading to Indy. We know Rodney Kakel is. Miramichi in New Brunswick, Division 1 Open. So up in New Brunswick, Canada. That is this weekend. Good luck anybody heading there. And there is an Open in Division 6, Bremerton Raceway, Washington, Division 6 Open. So good luck anybody heading there. I think that's outside of Seattle. I never really heard of that track until today. So interesting to say the least. All right. Just from my own observation, I think if Numidia got rid of that Open on Saturday and had another points race, they would have had a lot more cars stick around. I don't think Opens in July in the mountains are really worth it. The only good thing was the whole thing was done in one day. But Opens, I don't know. They're losing their luster. Hopefully they start coming back with the Dutch Classic this year. We're going to have class eliminations. We're going to have Wally. We're going to have money involved. It's Division 1's main event for class eliminations. No horsepower penalties for going fast. I think that's going to be a big Open. The air should be good. The air should be good at Rockingham in September, October. Maybe that's a good situation to have an Open. People can set records at these events without fear of penalty. But an Open in July in Numidia is not ideal. So let's get rid of it. Hiccup my ass. That was a fool. Oh, Pete, I know. It happens to the best of us, buddy. It happens to everybody. A red light. It was a harsh red light. It was like a 30, 40, 50 red light. I can't remember. It's all right. You were chasing. I think you saw the guy in your peripheral. All right, let's go over the points and we'll get out of here. Here we go. Number 1 in the world right now, Stock Eliminator, Joe Sorensen, 614 points. Cody Phillips is number 2. Cooter Hidalgo, number 3. Travis Booth, number 4. Jared Jordan's number 5. Way to go, Jared. Superstock, Monty Bogan still in first. Don Shuford's 2 points behind him. Brad Burton is 6, 7, 8 points behind Shuford. Pete Diagnolo is 1 point behind Brad. And Trey Vetter is 28 points behind Pete. How about factory stock? Stephen Bell is in first. Mark Powick, Dave Janik, Ricky Horde, and Scott Lieberscher round out the top 5. And here we go. First place in all the divisions. Katie Sapanik moved into first place in Division 1 stock eliminator. Pete Diagnolo, first place super stock. Cody Phillips, first place in Division 2 stock. Monty Bogan, super stock. Travis Booth, stock eliminator D3. Kenny Schindler, super stock. Division 4 is Ross Ponville, stock eliminator. Cooter Hidalgo, super stock. Division 5, Daryl Goheen in stock. Jason DeForest in super stock. Division 6 is Joe Sorensen in stock. And Ty Gaynor, the young gun, Ty Gaynor in super stock. And Division 7, Jared Jordan in stock. Congrats, Jared. And Trey Vetter in super stock. I want to remind you all that Ty Gaynor is like 16 years old, 17 maybe. And he's in first place in his first year of super stock in Division 6. So way to go, Ty Gaynor. Did anybody read that great article that was written on them by Kelly Wade on the Gaynor family? That was in the National Dragster recently. What a good article. Or it was in addition to the one that was... I just read an article on them, and I'm pretty sure Kelly Wade just wrote one on them as well. So check it out. Check it out. November D4 in Belrose. That's an open. That is killer air. We should do an open in Cecil County, November. Belrose, November. I want to know what the fastest track in the country is, because I'm still putting my money on Cecil County. So that would be a good place to have an open. Cecil County. I'll put that one on the agenda. All right, guys, I think that's it. If I forgot anything, just let me know. Here's the flyer, by the way. This is an old flyer, May 18, 19, August 3rd and 4th. It's now August 3rd and 4th, September 7th and 8th, and it's brought to you by Kenwood Welding and Metallizing. That's Tom Baker. It's brought to you by Hoops Fire Equipment, Oaks Landscaping. Who else? Richard Prizer, his construction company, which is AAD Construction Corporation, Lee Zane and Bud McNasby's Drag Racing School, and Drag Insights. So, guys, support the event, support the sponsors, and if you want to test your car and see how fast it goes, this is a great event to do it at. Obviously, no AHFS at a Cecil County Stock Superstock combo, but like I said, Cecil County is the fastest track in the country. So it's a good place to go and check out what your stuff can do. I heard Atco was really fast. It was very, very fast. Sea level Atco was. Cecil County is just downhill. Cecil County is about 200-300 feet above sea level. Atco was maybe like 100 feet, if that, above sea level. And rumors, I don't know. Rumors kind of flying around that Atco could be a possibility again. I would love it if that rumor was true. And I would love it if Englishtown came back as well. Mission, British Columbia in the spring. Yes, I know that one was very, very fast too. 4 days in May was the documentary on that. That's where Bobby DeArmond was the first stalker in the 9s. All right, guys, everybody have a safe week. Good luck traveling this weekend. Good luck racing. And I will see you at Cecil County. I will be streaming the event live from my Facebook and YouTube channels. If you want to watch stock and super stock and all the other categories that are running there at Cecil County, the Mid-Atlantic Stock Super Stock Association and the Mid-Atlantic .90 Association. Anyways, the whole event's going to be streaming from my YouTube channel as long as I can figure out how to make it happen. I've got all the equipment here, and hopefully I can get some good views from the tower. All right, so have a good week, guys. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.